sink in. Hip-hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around. Every episode, spitting truth. Old school jams and the latest youth. We keep it real, no sugarcoat. Pop culture on the mic we wrote. So tell your friends and hit subscribe. Snake Cinema here to vibe. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. We're the hottest review in your street. Snake Cinema Podcast, stepping in. You want some review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibe, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around.
What it do? Welcome to episode 43 of Snake Cinema Podcast. I am your host, Prince Elias, and it's going to be a fun day. I'm pumped. I'm not going to lie. I was not feeling today's episode, and I'll go into details on that when I do the reviews. I just wasn't feeling the episode. But once some announcements dropped last night, I was like, oh, I got to talk about it. I can't wait. I can't wait a week. I can't wait 2 weeks. I got to talk about it today. So we're going to get into that shortly. But let's get our housekeeping out the way because we got to pay these bills. This episode is brought to you by Mutation Station, Lucy Land Ball Pythons, Candy Lady Creations, Flexing and Finessing Reptiles, and our brand new sponsor, Shed Outfitters. And I will talk more about them in the coming weeks. Waiting to get the merchandise so I can show off on camera the actual merch from Shed Outfitters. But it's a brand new, dope reptiles, animal clothing company. But thank y'all for supporting ya boy on Snake Cinema Podcast. Life and animal updates. Life is life in a good way. In a good way. I have no complaints. School started back, so I'm back in the classrooms teaching. Even though this is just the first week of school, I am loving this group of kids. And I'm excited about this school year. Super excited. I feel like, year one was a lot of anxiety because this was my first time being by myself teaching, no help, and I wasn't an assistant. But we're here at year two, and I kind of feel like a vet now. Kind of feel like I know what I'm doing. So a lot more confident this year. And I love the team I work with. So that's great. And of course, I'm not going to bug y'all too much this morning, but y'all seen my recent vlog as well as my lives on Instagram. I do have a new snake. I love him. I'm crazy about him, Sir Juju Kendrick. And you'll be seeing more of him, but I'm not going to bug y'all this podcast. Give y'all a little Juju break, giving him a break as well because he's getting fed today. But yeah, I love that boy. I love that boy. And like I said in my Instagram live yesterday, I need to record more vlogs updating you guys on the other snakes in my collection, like Avicii, the blood python, and a couple of the ball pythons that I have. And there's even some ball pythons that I've had for a minute now and did not do an unboxing or an introduction video. And I kind of feel bad, but like I said, life was lifing and vlogging was pushed to the wayside. So I'm going to have to get those videos up and running, but they're coming. They're coming. I promise y'all. But that's pretty much for those updates. Let's check out the chickadee chat. See who all is here. ENT Reptiles. Thanks for tapping in, y'all. Thank y'all. Bosa brother. What up? Compound brother. Thank you for tapping in. My niece, Banna. Thank you for tapping in. Brian, Heathen Hatchery, Chicken Man, or Bob Ross, as we always say, Ball Ross. Let's see. Ooh, the comments are popping. Y'all woke up this morning. Eric B. No Rakim. Eric, I love you, bro. Thank you for tapping in. Even though, see, he already talking shit early this morning. Even though Elias is a hypo and DG hater. Yes, proud of it. Proud of it. I don't want no ashy snakes. Get the lotion. Get the lotion. Just made it in from the West Coast. Okay, yeah. ENT be traveling. They be traveling. They drive trucks for a living. So, whoo, hats out to y'all. I know y'all love it, but I can't be on the road that many hours. I will lose my mind. Let's see. Thanks, Bosa. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Lace, what it do, Lace? Thank you for tapping in. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, he is awesome. I love that little guy. Yes, that's what I say every time I see a DG or hypo snake. Get the lotion because they look ashy. Oh, man. Uh, but it's funny. I can't be a hypocrite because, well, actually, no, I can still talk mess because I'm never breeding them. But I do have one ashy snake in my collection. Her name is Dolly. She's a one-eyed ball python, a hypo Mojave, and she's never being bred. She is strictly a educational ambassador, and I do love her. I'm addicted to her, but that's the only ashy snake in my collection. I don't know, because I've always called them ashy. I'm always joking on hypos and DGs. I don't like, I like my snakes to not look like the paint is running dry on the printer. You know what I mean? That's what they look like to me. Um, let's see. So I'm not gonna waste y'all time and be with y'all long this morning. Oh, I do have a couple of announcements based because I had to change some things around in the schedule. So because my dumb butt forgot what next week is gonna be, I forgot that next week is not Tilly, Daytona for a lot of people, but it's also the weekend that we're moving my nephew into his dorm. So we're not going to have a show next week. When I made the schedule, I was so hyped up, I didn't think about the dates. So no show next week, next Saturday. But the following Saturday, after Daytona, we will do that House of Dragon episode, that House of Dragon review. And hopefully, if everybody's on board and can do it, we'll have ENT, we'll have Orlando and his husband join us. We're going to have Keys, Keys Constrictors, hopefully Wiz if he finishes and catches up, because that mind didn't even start on House of Dragons. He's just now starting Game of Thrones. And Mr. Floppy, Row 50, definitely is gonna be a guest. So not this coming Saturday because almost everybody and their mama gonna be in Daytona. And I gotta move my nephew into his dorm room, but the following Saturday. So mark your calendars, whatever date that is. We're talking House of Dragons. Uh, season 1 and season 2, mainly reviewing season 2, but we're going to touch on season 1 because you have to talk about certain things that happened in season 1 to discuss whether we like or dislike what the characters did in season 2, because there might be some things that we love about season 2 but we hate about season 1 and vice versa, so we cannot review one season without the other, if that makes sense. It'll make sense anyway when we get to it. But yeah, it's gonna be a great fun filled time. I think this is gonna be a great episode, the House of Dragons episode, next to the Deadpool and Wolverine episode with Keys and Wiz, because that was fun. That was fun to just geek and nerd out with my brothers. Patrick, what it do? Project Pack, thank you for tapping in. Yes, I am the Ashy Assassin. Speaking of which, Ashy Assassin merch is coming soon, y'all. I'm tweaking the design and I'm getting it ready, but Ashy Assassin, it's going to be a ball python that's a ninja, assassin ninja with some lotion. That merch is coming soon, and Eric B will be the first recipient of that merch because he deemed me the Ashy Assassin. He gave me that nickname, so It's coming. It's coming. Just be patient with me. Lacey said, House of Yeah. Yeah, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. Okay, okay. ENT said most definitely they on board. All right. Yes, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All right. So I will not be with y'all long, at least with the intros. Let's get started. Okay, so my plan today was to review a movie and two albums. But last night, my my former boss, the inspiration behind this logo, years, the House of Mouse, decided that they wanted to drop some news, and I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about it now. For those who don't know, all us nerds, we know the Comic Cons of the world. Well, Disney created their own Comic Con back in 2009, and I've been a member ever since. I've been an exclusive D23 member ever since, but never been to the expos. Never. And Disney don't do it every year. They do it every 2 years. And I've always said, "Oh, this year I'm going to D23." And 2 years pass, and I don't end up going. um, because it's just justifying. The thing is, justifying paying for a trip to LA or Anaheim, it takes a lot for me to do. And it's always something that comes up that just changes all those plans. So, but I promise y'all, mark my words on this podcast, episode 43 of Snake Cinema Podcast. I'm going to D23 in 2026. I'm not missing that one because it's only been day one of D23 Expo, and they've already dropped a lot of announcements, and I want to talk about them. I want to talk about what I'm excited about. I want to talk about what I'm worried about. I want to talk about everything in between. Now, again, D23 is Disney's Comic Con. It's a big comic convention. It happens in Anaheim every 2 years, and it is a big celebration and nerdum of all things Disney. They announce things that deals with the movies, Disney Studios, Pixar, um, Marvel, even films of the smaller companies like Touchstone or whatever that nobody talks about or nobody associates with Disney. They do all their announcements. The Disney Plus shows, ABC, their channel that they own, ABC, all that, ESPN. They announce ESPN content at D23. They do all those things at D23 Expo. You get all the, because it's in California, that's when all the celebrities come out because that's in their backyard. They could just hop, skip, jump to the convention, drop their announcements, and head home to their big mansions in Malibu or whatever the fuck. And then, and so, oh, and they also announced big changes or announcements dealing with the theme parks and the cruise lines, the Disney cruise lines. So whenever there's a brand new ship that they're building to set sail or new itineraries, they usually announce it D23. And so I totally get why and usually the years that D23 happened, they don't show up for Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, because it's like, what's the point of going to San Diego Comic-Con to announce our big movies and TV shows when we have our own convention? So usually those years they don't show up to Comic-Con, but this year they did, to announce all the Doctor Doom announcements and the Marvel and stuff, which made sense because San Diego Comic-Con happened the same weekend that Deadpool and Wolverine dropped. So it made perfect sense. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to Comic-Con to announce the big, huge Marvel stuff. But even yesterday, they still announced some big, huge Marvel stuff. Well, they announced it to the people who were there. There were certain panels and certain presentations that were strictly for D23 eyes only. But of course, with the internet, with Twitter, with X, with Instagram and TikTok, people leak stuff. And I found some leaks of the people who were in the room and screenshotted and took pictures of stuff they weren't supposed to take pictures of and showed, announcing what Disney announced yesterday. So I just want to talk about that first before we get into the Twister review. And I'm pretty sure y'all don't give a damn about Twister, so bear with me. So the biggest announcement that really blew my mind, and I jumped on Hair Down Friday, well, not on, but I jumped in the comments to tell Keys and Wiz that they announced Incredibles 3. Incredibles 3. Now, I've always joked and told everybody that The Incredibles was the best superhero movie ever made. uh, because back then when that movie came out, it literally was the best superhero movie ever made. Back then when the first Incredibles dropped, Marvel wasn't as crazy big as they were. Warner Brothers, God bless their heart, they never reached that status. And every time other studios like the Sonys of the world or whoever tried to make a superhero movie, it was hit or miss. It was either trash or lackluster or mid. So back then when the first Incredibles dropped, it was the best superhero movie ever made. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and I always joke about this. So I'm super excited. And Incredibles 2 was amazing too. It was amazing. So I'm super pumped with Incredibles 3 being announced. Of course, they also dropped the official trailer for the Mufasa movie, which is a prequel to the Lion King. And it's gonna be, I'm not gonna say live action, they call it live action, it's CGI. It's a CGI rendition of the 2D animated. So I've already spoke my I'm going in with very low expectations of the Mufasa Lion King prequel. However, the official trailer that they dropped, they gave more context, more of a story background of how they want to tell this story of Mufasa and Scar and how they became to be before Simba was alive. I'm kind of getting a little more faith. I'm getting a tiny bit more faith. I'm still going in with low expectations, but I'm starting to get a tiny bit more faith. And it's only because of who the director is. The director is not Jon Favreau, who did the Lion King remake. It's gonna be Barry Jenkins. And for those who don't know who Barry Jenkins is, he is the director who did the Moonlight movie, which I absolutely love. It won an Oscar back when it came out, and I absolutely love that film. Moonlight is such a beautiful, beautiful story of a young black man coming to terms with his sexuality but growing up in the hood, growing up in the streets and trying to navigate adulthood. And you see him from a kid to an adult, to a grown man, a drug dealer. But it's such a beautiful, beautiful film. And that's the only reason I have faith in this Mufasa movie. If Disney could grab Barry Jenkins and give him this film that has nothing to do with any works that Barry Jenkins has done, I kind of got to have a little faith in this. And then of course they dropped the teaser trailer for Snow White live action remake. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Even when I was a child, the original Snow White was boring as hell to me. I never liked that character, never cared for that character. When I would go to the theme parks, I was not begging my mom and dad to take me to meet that character. Like, Snow White was boring as hell. The only thing that was cool about Snow White was the seven dwarfs, like Dopey and them, and the evil queen. But after seeing this trailer, I think I'm going to, it might be mid, but I think I'm going to enjoy the remake. And purely because Gal Gadot as the evil queen, she looks good. At least in the trailer, she looks good as the evil queen. And I think she's gonna portray this villain very, very well. And of course, with the Marvel announcements, let's not get off Disney for a second. Disney Studios, they also announced Frozen 3 will be coming in 2027. Will be released in theaters 2027, and rumor has it it's going to be a part 1 and part 2, which means that's going to be a long ass movie. It's going to be over 2 hours. The fact that they want a Frozen 3 Part 1 and a Frozen 3 Part 2, we'll see. Uh, I hope that they come up with amazing songs, um, because I'm not gonna lie, the songs in Frozen 2 were very forgettable for me. For me, I'm only speaking for me. I know a lot of people love Frozen 2 better than Frozen 1, but as far as the songs go, I they're very forgettable, very very forgettable. And then now this could either piss some people off or have them excited, but they're doing a live action Lilo and Stitch, which means the human characters will be actual humans, and Stitch will be a CGI creature, blue creature, alien. And they did drop a little teaser of that, and it looked from the looks of it, they're bringing back the original voice of Stitch, which is cool with me. I love him, and that's one of those things that's hit or miss that I'm not overly excited about, but we'll see. We'll see. Because it could be whack, and it could be like we just could have just left the cartoon alone. We could have just left the original cartoon alone. Because Lilo and Stitch is not an old film to be, and when I say not an old film, I mean not an old film enough to be remade already to a live action. Like it's still relatively, it's not new, but it's relatively new if you compare it to the other live action. If you're remaking Snow White, which came out in the 70s, or you're remaking Aladdin or Little Mermaid that came out in the 90s, why the hell are we remaking stuff that came out in the 2000s? It's not time yet. It's give it time to breathe. It's not time yet, in my opinion. Um, and that's where I'm looking at Disney side eye. And again, I'm a fan of Disney. I love my former boss, um, but I'm not afraid to say, "Hey, y'all doing too much right here. Y'all need to slow it down. See, y'all gonna have people get sick and tired of y'all. Y'all keep doing shit like this." But I'm gonna keep my hopes up. I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic. And then, oh, now Pixar. I always have high hopes for Pixar. I always have good faith in Pixar. They announced Toy Story 5, and now I know a lot of y'all like 5, Toy Story 5. What more could Woody and Buzz do? After seeing the picture that they leaked or announced, it looks like this is why I have faith in Pixar. It looks like the toys are going to have to compete with technology. The little girl from Toy Story 4 who um, got the toys and took them home, she's now been introduced to a tablet. And now Woody and Buzz and crew in the game now got to compete with technology. And if you know Pixar, and if you know how Pixar do these stories, and if you just watched Inside Out 2, you know this is going to be good. I have very high hopes for Toy Story 5. Even though we don't need it, we didn't. Toy Story 1 through 3 was a perfect trilogy. We could have stopped right there. But Pixar said, hold my beer. They gave us 4, and I had to eat my words and say, yep, we needed a 4th. And now they might make me eat my words again and say, yep, we needed a 5. We do need a 5. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, as far as Marvel goes, the only thing that Disney officially announced was the official trailer for Agatha all along TV series that's coming to Disney Plus. And from the trailer, it looks like it's going to be a horror comedy. So they're going to lean into the comedy of it. But because Agatha is a witch in the Marvel universe, they're going to lean heavy into the spooky side as well. And it's going to be a release either on Halloween or around Halloween. It's going to be released in October. So I'm super excited about that. Now, these are the things that Disney teased or announced to the expo attendees, but did not post on their official sites. But of course, you know the internet, you know people can't help themselves. Um, some stuff, some pictures at least got leaked online, and they showed them Red Hulk, who will be making an appearance in the new Captain America movie with Anthony Mackie as the new Captain America. They showed some pictures of the new Fantastic Four characters. They showed pictures of Ironheart because she getting her own TV series on Disney Plus. So I'm super excited about that. I love Ironheart in the last Black Panther movie. So I can't wait to see her TV show of her taking the mantle of, what Tony Stark was doing with her machinery in Ironheart. And then, of course, they're bringing Daredevil Born Again TV series on Disney Plus, and it looks like that's going to be a rated R series. So I'm so pumped about that. Again, Disney did not drop any trailers on their official sites, but the people who are in attendance at the expo did leak some pictures, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Marvel, woo, y'all can keep. Now, granted, yes, the last phase of Marvel has been a little lackluster, except Loki. Loki's been consistently great, that TV show. But I can admit that Marvel has not been on their A game these past couple of years. But ever since Deadpool and Wolverine, and now these announcements that are happening at D23, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make official announcements of some of this stuff today, which is Saturday, and day 2 of the expo. I'm super, super pumped for the Marvel content. I have a little bit more faith now in the Marvel content. Um, and let's see, I feel like there's one more thing. Oh, if you like the Avatar series, they're gonna come out with a third one called Fire and Ash. Me personally, I could care less. To me, the first Avatar was just a remake of Fern Gully, if you know that old cartoon with the fairies and the forest and environmental save the trees type movie that we grew up watching. To me, Avatar was the very first one was Fern Gully. And the second one was just, I'm not gonna lie, the Avatar series is boring as hell to me. I know a lot of people love it, and a lot of people are amazed by it, and a lot of people love James Cameron. But I'm not a fan. But if you like that shit, they're bringing out Avatar 3, which is called Fire and Ash, and James Cameron is returning as director. So the water creatures are fighting with fire in part 3. Let me go to the comments right quick, see what y'all talking about, because it is popping in here. Oh, and Star Wars, if y'all like Star Wars, for the kids, there's going to be a new Star Wars Lego movie called Rebuild the Galaxy. And it looks like it's going to be on Disney Plus. So that's for the children's. And then for us adults, there's going to be a new Star Wars show. I forgot what it's called, but it looks like it's going to be like pirates, like space pirates, um, type deal. And then, of course, we heard about the Russo brothers returning for the 2 Avenger movies. They announced that during Comic-Con, but they reiterate the Russo brothers are coming back to Marvel. And last thing, Black Panther franchise is getting their own animated TV series, and it looks like it's going to be in the design and style of the What If series, but it's going to be more adult oriented, like X-Men 97 was. And it's called The Eyes of Wakanda. The Eyes of Wakanda. So the Black Panther characters, we are getting that world coming back. And it's gonna deal with the Wakandan history. And again, if you watch the Disney's What If series on also see season 2 is coming back for Disney Plus. It's going to be that animation style for Eyes of Wakanda, which I like. I like the animation style, and I'm super excited about that. I'm pumped about that. And they're also doing another animated style TV show called Spider-Man Freshman Year. Um, and they said it's going to be the same vein as the X-Men 97. If you watch X-Men 97, I haven't reviewed it yet, but I plan on. Um, it's going to be based because that was such a success. They're going to continue to do animated. They're going to continue to put in money towards the animation side of Marvel and put those on Disney Plus. So I'm super excited about Eyes of Wakanda as well as Spider-Man Freshman Year. And to be honest, I'm happy that they're doing this. They're giving us some animated content because that's one thing I could give Warner Brothers and DC. Warner Brothers and DC, they suck when, in my opinion, this is just Elias. This is Elias' opinion. They suck in their DCU shit. And hopefully James Gunn could save it and turn things around and make me a fan. But so far, DC and Warner Brothers suck balls as far as the live action, the DCU stuff. But one thing they don't suck at is those animated series that's on HBO Max. Those adult cartoons of like the Batman K Crusaders and things like that, a Harley Quinn show and stuff like that. Those animated shows are the shit. They are amazing. That's the biggest strength that DC has over Marvel. And so I like that Marvel is now jumping in the animated competition and like, hey, we could do this too. They proved it with X-Men 97, and now we got the Black Panther TV show and the new Spider-Man Freshman Year TV show. So, and the What If series. If you haven't watched What If, that is a great, great series. I love the comics of What If. So and like I said, all these announcements that I just told y'all and talked about were just day one. It was just Friday night of announcements. They still got today announcements and Sunday. So whatever comes out, y'all know I'm going to post in my Instagram stories, but I will talk more in the next podcast. Just to let y'all know. Okay. Oh, the comments been popping. I'm sorry I neglected y'all for a second. Eric, what it do? What it do? EAS Snakes. Or EA Snakes, sorry. What up? Thank you for tapping in. Father Dunn, you already know. Thank you for tapping in. What's good, everybody? Sorry. Tommy Ewok, thank you for tapping in. Keys, it's okay, brother. You had us up late. So, oh, and Keys, because y'all just came in, I did announce to everybody House of Dragons will not be next weekend because of Daytona. I forgot about Daytona. And that's the weekend I'm moving my nephew into his dorm. So we're just not going to have a show at all next Saturday. But the Saturday after that, we're doing House of Dragons. So after Daytona. But thank you for catching up on that episode, the last episode. And I need Wiz to come on with it because he just now starting Game of Thrones. Wiz going to be late in this game. Let's see. Morning, y'all. Morning, everybody who I did not say good morning to. Let's make sure I'm not missing anybody. Red Hulk is just a Kool-Aid man after he went on the diet. You are a fool, Eric. But where's the lie? Where's the lie? And when I saw the screenshots of the pictures that people had leaked, he do look like the Kool-Aid man. Yes, Avatar is Fern Gully. Argue with your mama. Yes, it is Fern Gully. That's all it was. Avatar took too long to come back from the first. It did. It take like 50 years. But Disney told James Cameron, look, we're not gonna give you no more money unless you hurry up and bring out the rest of these sequels. So he can't take 15 years like he did between the first and the second one. For the third one. They said, no, we need to a date right now. When will Avatar 3 come out? Let's see. DCU is compared to Marvel. It is. It is. But like I said, the only thing DC got going for them is them animated shows. The animated shows are fire. Q, what it do? Nameless. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, let me make sure I'm not missing anything else from D23 day one announcements so far. So we have Stitch, we have Snow White, we have Mufasa, we have Agatha all along, we have Frozen 3, Incredibles 3, Toy Story 5. There is a brand new Pixar movie that's not a sequel or a remake or whatever. It's a brand new story called Elio, and it looks like it's going to be about a little boy who befriends an alien in space. Um, but for those who say I'm tired of remakes and reboots and sequels, there you go. Pixar is giving you an original story. We'll see how that turns out. Let's see. Moana 2, they dropped the official trailer for that, and I love the first Moana, so cool on that. Oh, and then also every D23 Expo, every which happens every 2 years, they honor Disney legends. They honor people in the Disney company, or whether they are animators, whether they are producers, writers, actors, celebrities, singers. They honor the legends. They have a legend series where they have a big ceremony and they do the whole hand printing that they would do like the Hall of Fame, but it's for Disney to put. And so this year's honorees, and I'm only gonna announce the people I care about because they have a lot. There's a longtime legendary Disney cast member named Martha Blanding. She's real amazing and a legend. She's been working for the company for many years. There is the animators, Steve Ditko and Mark Han. And then, of course, we have the legendary. If you know anything about the Muppets and everything in that realm, that world. We have Frank Oz, legend. Like I said, anything dealing with the Muppets, Sesame Street, all that jazz. Frank Oz, he's being a legend. We have celebrities like Kelly Ripa, who's been working for ABC for many years. We have Jamie Lee Curtis. We have Miley Cyrus. We have the legendary Angela Bassett. We have Harrison Ford. Um, and of course, we have director James Cameron from the Avatar series, but it's not just Avatar. James Cameron has made a lot of movies that are under the Disney umbrella, even if it does not say Disney, like the Titanics of the world and things like that. Um, all those legendary movies that he's been a part of. And then we have Disney Legend. Now, I'm excited about this because I used to work for the theme parks. We have Disney Legend, Joe Rody. Again, I used to work for the theme parks back in the day, 2009 to 2012. And when I tell you Joe Rody is a king, if you walk around the Disney World theme parks or Disneyland and you see a hippie looking dude with a long feather earring looking like he's going on a safari, that is Joe Rody, and that guy is king. He's the one who designed, was behind everything that has to do with Animal Kingdom, the hotel and the theme park. He helped design all of that, including the rides. And he's also helped create and design rides for Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom. I think he's done a couple of things for Disneyland as well, but he mainly was based in Florida. But Joe Rody is the GOAT. He is the king when it comes to Disney theme parks. So I'm so happy he's finally getting his star at the Disney Legends award ceremony, because he's been a legend since the theme parks have been around. At least Animal Kingdom. And Animal Kingdom opened. Animal Kingdom is as old as me. It was opened in 1989, I believe. No, Hollywood Studios is older than me. Hollywood Studios opened 1989, and I think Animal Kingdom was 1990, probably. But either way, Joe Rody is a legend. So I'm super excited that he's being honored this year at D23. I think the legend ceremony is happening today. So I will, after this podcast, be looking online trying to find that so I can watch that and shed a little thug tear for Angela Bassett and Joe Rody and all those legends, because they deserved it. They deserve their stars in the Disney Hall of Fame. Because they've been doing the work for many years. Mike Hurt Collectors, thank you for tapping in. So that's it for my announcements on day one of D23 Expo. And again, any announcements they drop today and tomorrow, I'm going to post and repost on my Instagram stories. And if it's worthy enough, I'll talk about it on the next podcast. Like if they just drop a banger with Marvel or Pixar or something like that, or the theme parks, because Lord knows the theme parks need help. They need help. The last CEO fucked it up and made Bob Iger come out of retirement to help fix and change things. And I heard rumors that it might be another Disney Cruise Line ship being built. So hopefully they'll announce that. They'll probably announce that Sunday. Usually the theme parks and the cruises get announced on Sunday, the last day. So we'll see. We will see. Also, shout out to all the cosplayers, especially the black cosplayers, but the cosplayers who are at the expo posting on Instagram and X threads their pictures of them dressed as, different characters, different superheroes, different villains. Y'all look amazing. Y'all look great. And my favorite one from yesterday was the homie Marco, who does a lot of artwork I have hang up in my house. He does a lot of Disney fanfic artwork. He dressed up yesterday as Steve Jobs, but he had a sign that said his name is Black Jobs. So if you know that that dumb orange dude who was debating Biden and said that the foreigners are taking all the black jobs away, and all black people were like, what the hell is a black job? What the fuck is a black job? What does that mean? So that's been a running joke with black people. And so he put that he's not Steve Jobs, he's Black Jobs, which I bust out laughing when I saw that picture in that cosplay. And the reason why he dressed as Steve Jobs, for those who don't know, Steve Jobs and Steven Spielberg both created Pixar. They are the creators, the masterminds behind Pixar. When the first Toy Story came out, they created that, and then they sold the company to Disney. So Steve Jobs is a quote unquote Disney legend because he created Pixar. So along with Steven Spielberg. So that's why he cosplayed as Steve Jobs at D23 Expo. And I love that cosplay costume. That was hilarious. Also, shout out to Marco, Mastermind Connects. You can find him on Instagram, Masterminds Connects. He makes amazing Disney theme artwork, and I love him. I love him. So yeah, shout out to all the cosplayers out there at the expo who are cosplaying the shit out of everything nerdy, everything Disney, everything Marvel, everything Pixar. Y'all doing the damn thing with these costumes. Let's see. Nameless put, what do you think of Channing Tatum as Gambit? I loved it. I loved him as Gambit, especially in the spoiler alert, the recent movie, Deadpool. I love Gambit. I hope and pray that he gets his own thing. If not a movie, maybe a TV series for Disney Plus, because they said they're bringing out rated R content now that Wolverine and Deadpool was so successful. So maybe we can get a Disney Plus show. I don't know, but Channing Tatum did the damn thing. He did that shit, and I loved it. But we'll see. We'll see. Who knows what they got up their sleeves? Brandon, what it do? About to watch TV. Okay, thank you for tapping in, Brandon. All right, so now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this whole podcast, or why I even made this episode. And let's talk about the reason why I was dreading even doing this podcast today before the D23 announcements. Like, I'm not saying I was dreading the podcast. I just was not. I did not care about reviewing this. And I will tell you why. Today we are reviewing Twisters. Twisters is a remake, reboot, resequel, I don't know, successor of the one in the 90s, the Twister movie in the 90s. Now I'm gonna let y'all know right now. When Twister first came out back in the 90s, as a young kid living in the South where there's always tornado season and tornado warnings and things like that, the first Twister scared the shit out of me growing up. I can admit I was a little shaky baby watching the first Twister, especially that opening scene. That opening scene with the main character, dad got swept away trying to hold on to that door, and the Twister took him out. And she just cried. They in the basement, and she just cried as he just going with that opening scene right there is up there with the opening scene of the first Jaws movie. If you was afraid of sharks and afraid of going in the ocean because of Jaws, I was afraid of Twister because of any tornado because of that freaking opening of that film. And then of course going to the theme parks at Universal Studios as a kid, doing that one attraction they used to have, RIP to the Twisters attraction, where you're in the room and they had the whole simulation of a tornado coming with the wind blowing, and then you see the cow flying in the background. That's hilarious now thinking about it, but growing up as a kid, that shit freaked me out. I'll be honest with y'all, I was terrified. I still think to this day tornadoes are the worst natural disasters in the world. And maybe that's exaggerating. I'm pretty sure people who have to deal with tsunamis and hurricanes could speak different and say no, it's not. But for me, and y'all can argue in the chats, for me, being hit by a tornado, I don't know if I'll survive at all. I think I have a 0.1% chance. Whereas hurricanes and tsunamis, well, maybe not a tsunami. Let me not say that, because tsunamis is a whole different beast in this thing. But earthquakes, people in California experience earthquakes and they act like it's just another day at the park. They just like, what was that? I think earthquakes is only dangerous when, heavy stuff falls on you, or if an apartment building like collapse completely and you're like at the bottom floor, then you're in trouble. But as far as natural disaster movies and what scares you and what freaks you out, tornadoes, at least the first Twister was that for me. Because I've seen damages. I'm in Tennessee and I'm surrounded by other states that get hit. We don't get hit in Memphis, but other states around us, the Alabamas, the Arkansas, the Mississippis of the world, just across the bridge, just across the Memphis Bridge, when you pass the Bass Pro Pyramid and all this, the West Memphis, Arkansas, they could get some damage. I've seen in years where a tornado came through and fucked them up. Houses gone, schools gone, off the foundation in the air, out this world, never to be seen again. Like, that shit scares me. So you can understand my disappointment watching this remake. This movie was so fucking boring. The characters were annoying as shit and unlikable. And I like the dude with the cowboy hat. I forgot his name, the actor's name. I like him and all the shit he's been in. That's why I wanted to see this movie, because I was like, oh shit, he's in there. Let me go watch this, because I love him. He is amazing. He's been in so many dope shit. And I was so bored. So bored. I was on my phone. I was on my fucking phone watching this. And in my head, I'm like, I could go watch Deadpool again. I could seriously go watch Deadpool again. Or I could go take my nieces to watch some animated movie that's not Disney, but is in theaters and we have nothing to do. Like, why the hell am I wasting my time with Twisters? The story was convoluted. The tone of the film was off the walls. You didn't know if you was watching a disaster film, a John Wick movie, or a romantic comedy, because they were trying to find some way to put the two main characters together. They were trying, and it was hard. There was no chemistry between the characters, in my opinion. I'm like, why would this guy be interested in her at all? And why would she be interested in him? Like, what the fuck? Like, this makes no sense. The writing, that's my biggest issue, the writing. The Twisters themselves, when they actually gave you a storm, When they gave you a tornado, I will give them this. This is one positive. The CGI tornadoes looked amazing. They look fire. They look realistic. They look cool. But the story, the convolution, them trying to, hey, if we made these chemicals, we did these chemicals with some scientific nerds. If we release these buckets of chemicals in this tornado, it should disperse and stop the tornado. I'm sorry, but my I believe in Sharknado before I believe in y'all and this chemical stopping a tornado. My disbelief brain just could not get with it, and it probably could not get with it because this movie was so fucking boring. So fucking boring, so mid. It was just, I did not care if the characters died. I wanted the tornadoes to win. I wanted the tornadoes to swoop all them motherfuckers up and spit them out. The so-called comedy or jokes they tried to throw in did not work. It was flat. I did not chuckle not once. They got no chuckle out of me. The stakes were never high. Like I said, the first Twister from the 90s, when you see the very first opening scene where that little girl lost her dad, as they sit in that basement and that tornado sweep up and take him away, it makes you for the rest of the movie fear a tornado coming. It set the tone and it stuck with the tone. This movie did not stick with the tone. You got a group of nerds, a group of scientists, and a group of religious zealots, and a group. It was like multiple groups all chasing tornadoes. And yes, granted, there are real tornado chasers out there. I'm not saying that's not believable. There are some people, because I watch those videos on YouTube all the time, or those videos on TikTok, and they give me anxiety. People who literally get in their trucks or get in their cars and chase after a tornado. Granted, tornadoes can turn around. That's one thing about this natural disaster. If a tornado is going west, it could do a U-turn and turn around. So you're chasing a tornado. That's why those videos on YouTube and TikTok give me anxiety, because people are chasing these storms, chasing a tornado, but you have no idea if that thing was to turn and loop around and come back towards you. Or I've seen this happen in real life too. Well, at least on TV, on videos, not me personally, but on videos of people recording on their phones. You have one tornado down there, but then another motherfucker pop up right here. So now you stuck between two tornadoes. And it was just like, this movie, yes, there are people who really do chase tornadoes. But this movie, the writing, the tone, the characters were so fucking bland and boring that it was not entertaining when you finally got to the tornadoes. I just wanted to win. I just wanted a cow to come and just knock the main character out. Just knock her out. Just fly and just take her out. I wanted a tornado. It was so boring and bland that I wanted to go and Google Sharknado and watch that instead. And we all know how crazy and stupid and ridiculous those Sharknado movies are, but it was more entertaining, funny, and worth my time than this shit. And that's why I was like, damn, I regret that I put this on the docket. I regret that I already told people I was going to review this, because I don't want to review it, because I did not want to watch it. I wanted to watch it, but once I started watching it, I did not want to watch anymore. I wanted to walk away. I wanted to turn the screen off. I wanted to disappear into the sunset. It was that boring, that bland, that ridiculous. I do not recommend it at all. There are some movies like the Tyler Perry film that just came out, Divorce in Black, that I would never recommend to people because it just was very stupid, offensive, and dumb. I would not recommend Twisters because it was just so boring. Two different spectrums. You got the Tyler Perry ridiculous shit where it's so bad that it's good. It's so bad that you find comedy in it. And then you got Twisters that's so bad you just take a long nap. If you want to take a nap, if you want to spend $20, go to a theater, eat some popcorn, and take a nap, go see Twisters. But if you don't want to waste your money, avoid it like the plague. Avoid it like an actual tornado. Don't go chasing that tornado. Avoid that shit, in my opinion. I give Twisters, the remake, reboot, sequel, requel, whatever the fuck they tried to do with this. And this movie really didn't tie into the old one. So I'm not going to say skip sequel. I give this a 0.5. Not even a 0, not even a 1. I give this a 0.5 out of 10 because it bored me that much. It wasn't funny trash. It was boring trash. And for me, boring trash is worse than funny trash. If I trash Tyler Perry movies and say it's whack and it's trash, at least I got a laugh out of it. At least I was entertained one way or another. I laughed the first 5 minutes of Divorce in Black, even though I knew that that movie was trash and shit garbage. I at least laughed. This one, I was on my phone strolling through TikTok and Instagram. I was watching tornado videos on TikTok of real people going out chasing the storms because the movie itself was boring as fuck. So I do not recommend it. 0.5. It's going to be on my worst of list of 2024. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. I'm letting y'all know that right now. Horrible, horrible waste of 2 hours. Waste of talent. Because like I said, the male character, and I forgot his name. I'm sorry, charged to my head, not my heart. He's a good actor. He's an amazing actor. But that shit. Anyways, I done neglected y'all. What Brandon said, have you seen that African American magic movie? Oh, Mystical Magical Negroes, the League of Magical Negroes. I did, and I'll have to pick another day to talk about that. I did. Yeah. Oh, sorry, y'all. That coffee came back with a vengeance. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did watch it. I did. But guess what? Regardless of how I feel about the Mystical Magical Negroes movie, it was way more entertaining than Twisters. I could go watch that movie again. I'm never going to watch Twisters again. Not after today. Yeah, the first Twister was and maybe it's because I was just a sensitive kid and I live in the South where tornadoes are plenty. But that movie, that was a horror film for me. That movie was a horror film for me. Oh yeah, with the shining background ruined my childhood. Mine. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Looking back at it as an adult, the cow flying in the air was funny. Was funny. Let's see. I said I think tsunamis are, yeah. Like I said, I can't speak on tsunamis. Tsunamis probably is the worst natural disaster because you're mixing wind and water. But tornadoes are scared. I'm scared of them bitches, even to this day. I'm always scared of them bitches, which is why I can never live in certain parts of the South. There's certain parts of Arkansas and Kansas I would never ever. It's between the racism and the tornadoes. Because when you take a whole school building off its foundation, that's some strong winds. That's some scary winds. That means no human can survive that when an entire building is taken off its foundation. If you can lift a 200, 500, 600 pound cow, you got it. You got it. As a tornado, you got it. Twister made me scared of stores too. Earthquakes have no warning. Yeah, that's the only thing about earthquakes. Earthquakes really have no warning. At least you get a warning with a twister, with a tornado. You at least got a time frame. Now, whether you can get out of your city within that time frame is something totally different. Because sometimes these tornado warnings sirens come off when it's only 10 minutes away from you. So, but at least you get a warning. Earthquakes, it's like they got which is why I'm glad I don't live in California. But it's like you sipping tea and all of a sudden you just shaking. You just going off the handle. No warning whatsoever. Stan the man, what it do? Thank you for tapping in, brother. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, well, I'm glad a lot of y'all agree with me that tornadoes are the worst. I'm glad y'all are scared just like I am. Let's see. Oh, I know y'all pumped about. I'm so jealous of y'all. I know y'all pumped about Daytona, but I I I I'll see y'all next year, hopefully, if it returns, if Daytona returns, because I know it's always been a rumor that he's gonna sell the show and blah blah blah. If he returns next year, I'm with the show. I want to come to Daytona for sure. I just hate that I missed it this year. Thanks, Lace. I'm dead at this review so accurate. Ugh, I'm glad somebody agrees with me. I'm glad. Let's see. But y'all have fun for me. Y'all have fun, 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 but don't have too much fun. Don't have Michael Jordan's son fun. You know, with the little don't do that. Don't do that. But everything else in Florida, have fun and don't get arrested. Stan, you're the mature one. Stan the man, you are the mature one. Don't let any of my brothers get arrested in Florida. Oh, keep everybody out of jail. I don't have bail money for y'all. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. I was wondering if the movie was going to be good because the original was meant to me. Hey, I haven't watched the original since I was younger, so I'm pretty sure it was. But like I said, it terrorized me as a child. But this movie, too boring. Too boring. Run, Brandon, run. He said tornado sirens are going off beside my house right now. Run. I know in Memphis, especially around the old school that I used to work for back in the day, they have a tornado siren warning that goes off. They test it. They test it every Wednesday. So every Wednesday you heard that siren go off. And it's like in my head, I'm like, but tornadoes always skip us. They never hit Memphis. They always skip us and go to West Memphis. They always go to Arkansas. They never hit us. But they still got to do those practices just in case. And they practice every Wednesday after school. We dismiss and you just hear for like 20 seconds and then it goes off. But we all so used to it that we know it's not the real thing. It's just them practicing. Let's see. No Uber Eats fun either. Shut up. Which is true. Yeah, no Uber Eats fun. See, thank you, Stan. He said they will all be safe. Good. And don't let no, I know a lot of y'all are going to go to the beach and some of y'all might get on a boat. I think Patrick has his own boat, and I know Emilio has his own boat, and a lot of people got boats. Be careful. I've seen way too many videos go viral lately of whales and sharks wilding out. Have y'all seen that video on TikTok that happened like last week of two big whales fighting each other? And they were too busy combating, fighting each other for, I guess, territory or females. They crashed and knocked over a boat and flipped the guys on the boat over. I watched that movie about 5 times. I watched that clip over and over about 5 times. Like, how would I feel if I'm on a boat just minding my own business and two whales that are competing just whoop boom and knock my boat over and I'm flying out? That's another thing I don't play with. I don't play with water. I love cruises and cruise ships. Like, I can do a big giant boat, a cruise ship. But those tiny small boats, fishing boats that y'all be riding on, they scare me. They don't feel strong enough for me, especially my big butt. Even if I have a life vest on, I feel like one strong wind and I'm like, wee, gone. Oh. Stan said he's not making that promise about the Uber Eats. Oh, he can't babysit everybody. That's funny. Krista, what it do? It's okay, Krista. Stayed up late last night, 2 a.m. car racing. Krista, I understand. Thanks to my brother Keys and Wiz, I was supposed to be asleep. I said I was going to watch Hair Down Friday for the first hour and then I'm going to bed. I watched it all the way to the end because I'm blaming them. I'm not going to blame Keisha because Keisha probably went to bed before I did. I'm blaming Keys. I'm blaming Wiz. I'm blaming everybody who's on the panel. Jose. They let Rooster in. That 1 hour I was supposed to be sleep. And I stayed up and watched the whole Hair Down Friday. Send that video in the chat. Okay, I will. I need to remember. Where's my phone? I ain't gonna do it now, but I will. Remind me in the chat. I will find that video of the sharks knocking that boat over, or the whales. No, they were whales fighting, and they knocked over a boat, and the men went flying off the boat. I can't do this. So y'all be careful in Daytona. If y'all go get on the boat, please be careful, because even if it's sunny outside, sunshines and rainbow, you still got them sea creatures, them whales and them sharks. There's like, we gonna do what we do and y'all just stay out our way. Basically, that's basically what the whales was like. Hey, we was here doing our own little MMA fight, and y'all was in our way, so it ain't our fault y'all got hit. All right, so I reviewed Twisters. It was trash. Don't recommend it for anybody at all. Now let's review some music albums. Some albums I do recommend. Let me get my Spotify up and running, because y'all know when I recommend albums, I got to give y'all my favorite songs off the albums. So let me get my Spotify. First, let's do Glass Animals. Glass Animals dropped a new album a couple of weeks ago. And for those who don't know who Glass Animals is, they're kind of like a pop rock group, maybe alternative. It's hard to pinpoint these groups, like what genre they're in, because they blend their music up so differently. They mesh a bunch of things together. But for those who don't know, a lot of y'all have used Glass Animal songs in your TikTok, especially that one Heat Waves. Sometimes all I think about is you in the middle of June. Everybody has used that sound clip in their TikToks or in their reels and stuff. So y'all know who Glass Animals is, even if you don't know who Glass Animals is, just based off that one song, Heat Waves. But they did drop a new album called, and I love that album, Dreamland, that they dropped in 2020. That was a good dope album. But they did drop a new album a couple weeks ago. It's called I Love You So Effing Much. That's the title. I Love You So Effing Much. And the album cover looks, oh, can't see it because of my background, but it has two different eyeballs. But anyways, this album is 10 songs. It's not long, and 40 minutes. And I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's kind of like a pop rock alternative type thing. You know, it's something you can hear on the radio easily. You might hear them at a music festival, but I actually like this album. It was pretty dope. It was pretty chill by the numbers. I do love the song Creatures in Heaven. That's one of my recommendations. Listen to that. Oh, What the Hell is Happening? That was also a good song. I recommend that. Let's see. I can make you, these long titles. Y'all know I'm dyslexic. I Can Make You Fall in Love Again. That's a great one. And Lost in the Ocean. The last track of that album was very good. So those are the songs I recommend to people. Lost in the Ocean, I Can Make You Love Again, Creatures in Heaven, and What the Hell is Happening. Those are but the whole album is pretty good. The whole entire album is rock solid, and I recommend to anybody. Is it as good compared to their last album, Dreamland? For me, not really, but it's not a knock. If I said Dreamland was my favorite Glass Animals album, if I gave Dreamland a 10 out of 10, I would give I Love You So Effing Much 8.5 out of 10. So it's still good. Still good, even though it's not as amazing as Dreamland was. I love the designs of their merch for this album. I'm gonna be buying some of their merch, like their t-shirts and stuff. And I would love, this album is so good. I would love to see them live. So I hope they're going on tour, and I hope they're coming. If they can't come to Memphis, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be in Nashville. Whenever celebrities, stars, music artists don't come to Memphis, they will be in Nashville. So if they have a Nashville show and if I can make the Nashville show, I would love to see them live. That's how good this album is, to where I would love to see them actually play, with the guitars and the drums and everything, and see them perform. I love them. It's amazing. Super dope album. Highly recommend it to anybody. Even if you're not a pop rock fan, their music is, I'm not trying to be offensive with this music, with this, what I'm about to say. So please don't take it offense. Their music is not only radio safe, not only their music is the type of song you would hear playing while you're grocery shopping or playing in an elevator. It's not boring, because I know some people think elevator music is boring. It's not boring. It's just your typical pop rock album, but it's good. When I say it's good, it's actually good. I actually enjoy the songs. Good songwriting, good melodies, good music, beats, whatever, instruments, because they actually playing drums and guitars and shit like that. But I like this band. I really do like this band. And I support them, and I think y'all should at least give them a try. At least try one. If you not feeling this album, I Love You So Effing Much, at least go back and listen to their 2020 album Dreamland and tell me what you think. And if they're not for you, they're not for you. But me personally, I loved it. I enjoyed that album. So yeah, Glass Animals, I Love You So Effing Much, 8.5 out of 10 for me. I highly, highly recommend that for anybody listen to. Very good cleaning music, working in your snake room type music. I should rate my albums like that from now on. I'm gonna think of different categories, like cleaning snake room music, working out music, road trip music. I should use that as part of my rankings. But yeah, that's the best way I can describe it to y'all. Is that it's some real good, feel good, dope songs and album. Very cohesive album to listen from start to finish. Like, I did not skip anything. I just let it run. Benna said Heat Waves is the shit. It is. That is a catchy tune. I get why it went viral on TikTok and Reels and why everybody used it. Heat Waves is a very, very catchy song. Sometimes all I think about is you, and night in the middle of you. It does something to you. It's just great. Mission, what it do? What it do? John, thank you. Bosa, bro. I did say hey to you, Bosa, but just in case I didn't, hey, Bosa. Hey, my brother. Brittany, thank you for tapping in. Thank you. What's up? Girl next door, thank you for tapping in. Good morning. Thank y'all for tapping in. Smay, I haven't seen that name in a minute. Smay, what's up? What's up? Thanks for tapping in. Miss you. Miss talking to you in the chat. What's up, everybody? All right, so last album I want to review before we end the show. And I'm kind of excited about this album because I can't believe I listened to something K-pop from beginning to end. And that is Jimin. I pray that I'm saying it right. Jimin album. And let me give you the actual title of the album now. K-pop has really, for the past couple of years, dominated the music industry. If you think Bad Bunny and the Latin music took over, K-pop definitely has taken over, especially in the American markets, as well as people like Burna Boy with Afro beats. The international artists are taking over the American music scene, and I love it. I really love seeing this new heat wave of amazing artists making their way down to our neck of the woods in the music industry, and still staying true to themselves, still staying true to who they are. They're not Americanizing themselves too much. They're going to give us their flavor, their sound, their soul, their whatever, their beats, their rock, whatever, in their way. And I had to do my research on Jimin because I did not know who this person was before I heard this album. I just saw the album cover and the title, and it intrigued my interest. That's and so I said, well, let me listen and see what this about. And from the first song, I was like, oh. And so I did my research, and Jimin happens to be one of the former members of that big boy group BTS that everybody goes crazy over, the K-pop group BTS. He's one of those members, and I think it's like 8 members in that whole group. But and so this was his solo album, his solo record. It's called Muse, and it's more of a R&B soul type album, just in saying Korean. And Jimin does throw in English language. It's not all in Japanese. Some of the lyrics are in English, and they're very catchy. They're very like up tempo, and you know he'll flip one like in a verse, in the middle of a verse, he will flip from saying a line or two in Japanese and then go to English and vice versa. And the chorus might be all English, but the verses be in Japanese. It's just it blends and it flows, and it does not skip a beat, and it actually sounds amazing. I don't know what he's saying in Japanese. I have no idea. And I'm not about to get Google Translator to figure it out. But I know it sounds hard. It sounds amazing. It sounds fire. I was in there, cleaning snake poop, and I was like, okay, the beats, whoever his producers are, the beats are fire. They are amazing. Because he's a part of the whole BTS army conglomerate, that whole thing, I'm pretty sure his record label taps him into a lot of heavy hitters when it comes to music producers, and engineers, things of that nature. But that them beats go hard. And like I said, he has more of he didn't go 100% pop. He has more of an R&B feel. His voice, his vocals is very, very R&B and very, very nice. I actually like it. But let me give you the songs I do like. It's only 7 songs and it's 19 minutes. I would call this ain't no full LP. This is more of an EP in my opinion. But LPs, EPs, we're not going to be technical with things, but it was still good and I recommend it. My favorite song is Slow Dance featuring Sophia Carson. I really, really like that song. That song is amazing. Who, Be Mine, Closer Than This, great song. And the intro track, Rebirth, fire. The instrumentals, everything like this. I get why BTS was as famous as it is, and I get why the American Girls was going crazy over those boy bands and boy groups from K-pop or J-pop, Korea. I'm probably saying the wrong thing. He's probably K-pop and not J-pop. I've been saying Japanese, probably Korean. Please forgive me, charge it to my head, not my heart. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but either way, I'm happy that we're getting more international artists coming to the fold. I'm glad that people like him are blending American sound, like the R&B sounds or the hip hop sounds, with their culture, but they're still doing it their own way and singing or rapping their own way. Because some of these K-pop stars and J-pop stars go off and go hip hop and do like the rapping and not the singing. So I like that we're blending and meshing together, and the music's good. Regardless whether you understand what the hell he's saying or not, the music is actually good. It actually is very pop and very good. And even though this isn't a full LP, a full album, it is 7 songs, 40 minutes long. I'm gonna give this album, Muse, 10 out of 10. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I've been listening to it since it came out. At least for about a month, I've been listening to it. Well, I don't know if it came out a month ago, but I discovered it. I saw it in my playlist and I just decided to check it out. And I love it. I enjoy it. I give it a good 10 out of 10. I recommend it. Even like I said, when people say I've never heard Latin music before, I always point them to Bad Bunny. I'm like, go listen to Bad Bunny. and see why it's popping. If people say I've never heard Afrobeat music or African music, I always point to, Burna Boy. And I'll be like, go listen to him. Let him be your introduction. Then you go discover the other artists. And I would do this for the K-pop/J-pop artists. If someone said I've never heard a J-pop or K-pop artist, I would recommend Jimin. And maybe even his old group BTS before he went solo. But I would definitely recommend Jimin. His music, Muse, is a great project. It's a great, amazing project, and I loved it. I enjoyed it, and it was great. No skips whatsoever. In my opinion, but I really love slow dance. Slow dance is my shit. Oh, thank you, ENT earlier. Yes, K-pop. Thank you. I've probably been saying the wrong thing this whole time, like a dumbass. Again, charge it to my head and my heart. I'm being introduced to this for the first time. I've always heard about BTS, but never listened to their music. So thank you, Orlando, for correcting me. Because baby, I'm saying all this stuff wrong. I'm gonna get it right next time because I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time y'all hear me review Jimin or any other people from his former group if they continue to drop solo projects, and it's good. Let's see who else I missed. Some more people that snuck in here. Let's see. Oh, y'all just said hey to each other. Let's see. Smay said we got our first clutch ever, Bosa. 50 days till we cut. Woohoo! Yeah. First clutches ain't nothing like your first clutch. Ain't nothing like your first clutch. That feeling. I'm so happy for y'all. I'm so happy. I am so happy for y'all. It's gonna be fun seeing those little snoots pip out. Those little cute little baby faces. So congrats. All right. So that is it for today's episode of Snake Cinema Podcast. I appreciate y'all for tapping in and indulging in my nerdiness and my fandoms. Again, next weekend, no show next weekend because of all the reptile shows that's going on, and because I'm moving my nephew into his dorm and all that stuff, Daytona weekend. I want y'all to party and have fun and not have to worry about catching any live shows, at least from me. Y'all have to, because I know y'all gonna party Friday night like crazy. I know y'all are in Daytona. Y'all gonna party y'all butts off, and then y'all gonna say y'all gonna hop on here and talk to me at 9 a.m. Nah, y'all not. Y'all gonna be dead to the world. So, ooh, good job. Congrats. 7 healthy eggs. Congrats. Um, so yeah, no show. Everybody gets a break from the podcast. At least mine. I don't know what the weekend warriors are doing. They probably gonna still have hair down Fridays and sophisticated ignorance, but I will not be doing the show next weekend. But the weekend after, we are doing the House of Dragons episode with plenty of special guests. ENT, Row 50. Hopefully Wiz, if he can hurry up and catch up with the rest of us, and Keys Constrictors. We will be reviewing House of Dragons. We might even touch and talk a little Game of Thrones. But mainly it's gonna be House of Dragons. Team Black over here. Team Black. Team Green. Nah. But we'll see what I don't want nobody to spoil it, but we'll see whose team everybody's on. After once we review, I want to know what team Keys is on, what team Orlando is on, what team Roe is on. But for me, as at my house, see smoke all the way. Oh, but yeah, that would be the following week. So in 2 weeks, we would do that show. I'm super excited about the episode. I'm pumped. But please nice. Mojave Hypo, Black Pewter Lesser. Nice. DJ, thanks for tapping in. Yes, Team Black. Thank you, DJ. I don't want my guests to spoil what team they on until we get to that episode. So y'all keep it quiet. We want to know who's Team Green and who's Team Black. But yeah. But yeah, that's it. Please tune in tonight. Sophisticated Ignorance on Wiz Constrictors channel with Wiz, Keys, RO, and the rest of the Wiz Tang clan. 8 o'clock or 8:30 my time central. We'll see. But yeah, super excited. It's gonna be so much fun tonight. And then of course support everybody's podcast, everybody's shows. It's 5 podcasts is going on every week. If you cannot catch them live, at least hit the replay gang like I do, because I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Special announcement, special service announcement. Your boy is back at work. I was on y'all all summer. I was in every live that I could physically be in, chatting, going crazy. Your boy's back teaching. Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, I'm replay gang heavy. I can't be live with y'all because I have a bedtime. I have a bedtime. I have lesson plans. I have all that shit. So if you see me less on the lives, it's not no hard feelings. I need to sleep. I need rest. But I always hit their replay. I always watch y'all the next day, the next morning, replay gang all the way heavy. I support y'all. I love y'all. So please tap into everybody's podcast, everybody's shows. I'll talk about before I can get off. The queen is my second wife. Right? Right? Yes. She is bae. Not gonna lie. She is bae. Let's see. I got so much to say about that season. Hop on, DJ. If you can make it on time, hop on. Not next week, but the week after, in 2 weeks. We can have a full Game of Thrones panel, a full panel. I will send the link. I will send the StreamYard link out when it's time. So y'all can just hop on, say y'all what y'all want to say. Because I love nerding out with my peoples. I love nerding out with my folks, and we talk this shit. Even if we disagree on certain things, I don't care. Let's nerd out and disagree. Let's have a Team Green, Team Black war on the podcast. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super, super fun. And lastly, before we go, don't leave me yet, y'all. Please don't leave me yet. Maki. Here's the GoFundMe to Maki. Maki, for those who remember, on May 4th this year, May 4th, Maki got into a very bad motorcycle accident. But I don't think people understand how bad this motorcycle accident was. It wasn't Maki being reckless. Maki was driving the right way. Maki was not being reckless. Maki was driving with her motorcycle sisters, and a car, probably some dude in a Charger, was rushing, trying to speed down the road, and he tried to pass her on not the median, but the corner of a highway, the corner. And he was speeding and being an asshole and being a jerk. He hit the barrier, spun around, and hit her. Not only did he hit her while she's on her bike with his car, he hit her. She is under his car, and he proceeded to keep driving and drag her across the highway. See, people heard Maki got into a bad car accident or Maki got into a bad motorcycle accident, but I don't think y'all understand the severity, the injuries. You're under a car. You're between a car and a motorcycle, and you're being dragged across a highway. Anyways, we are so happy to still have Maki with us. We're so happy to have her alive and still with us. I'm so grateful to God above that I did not wake up to news that she had left this earth. But the it's not over. The fight is not over. She can't work. She physically cannot work. She wants to work. She's been trying. She's been applying to work from home jobs or call center jobs and stuff. It's not like she's just sitting at home not doing shit. She's constantly taking job applications out the wazoo, trying to find work. But she physically, as far as physical labor, cannot work, cannot pick nothing up. She can't work at a factory, probably can't even do retail. Not only that, but she has to have emergency surgery. Her leg, she has broken bones, broken fragments, ligaments. Y'all thought my ankle injury was bad in February when I broke my ankle. Hers is double that. She has to have surgery, and that surgery is coming up soon. And all we're asking, whether it's $5, $10, $1, because $1 can go a long way. If you can please donate to her GoFundMe. I think even with insurance, her surgery, she has to pay $300 out of pocket, and she has to come up with it by next week. So even if you can't donate, share this link out. Share this link out. Share it out all over social medias, on Facebook, Instagram. Just please, 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 please. Um, Share this link out. We really trying to help her out because she's already lost her motorcycle in the wreck. She had a car, but she lost that because she can't work. She can't pay her bills. Um, she's lost so much in this hobby, but she still has her animals. Thank God. She's still taking care of those animals. She's making sure they're taken care of. She still has to make sure she's taken care of. But even then, she's putting the animals before herself in a lot of things. So please, please, we're trying to raise at least $300 by next week for her surgery because that's how much she has to pay out of pocket after insurance. So please share this GoFundMe out. If you can just donate $5 from people in the reptile community, if 20 people, 15 people, 30 people can donate $5, that would go a long way. Or even $1, that would go a long way. So please, $10, anything, at least share it out. We love you, Maki. Stay strong. We're here for you. Um, but yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. Let's show up, show out, and show our sister some love. She's always supporting everybody in the hobby, always supporting people. Let's support her in her time of need. And that is it. And also continue to pray for Bosa's family. Continue to pray. Send positive vibes. We are not giving up on this fight. We're not, his queen is fighting the fight. He's fighting the fight. We love you, Bosa. We love you, Mrs. Bosa. We love you, baby Bosas out there. And we're here for you. We have your back. So I love all y'all. Let's see, running in the bay before they close. Peace out there. Thank you, Orlando, for tapping in. Yes, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, Smay. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know. We did post on Facebook and Instagram when it happened, but again, that was back in May, and we did have we did do a live auction for her that I hosted on this channel during my anniversary episode, and that went great. We raised a lot of money. We raised over $1,000, but that was just to pay for like her rent. And so now the surgery is coming up and we need to get some money for surgery. So yeah, again, share that GoFundMe out, spread the news, donate if you can, even if it's just $1. Maki's internally grateful for everybody, especially those who did the auction, who donated to the auction that we had through for her and stuff like that. And we're planning on some too, some different. We're planning on doing some as well. That's all merch auctions. So a lot of people have donated their merch, like t-shirts, hats, cups, and stuff, and we're going to auction those things off. And I believe Uncle Steve from Area Reptiles is donating a couple of snakes. We're still working out the kinks, me and Chris. We're still working everything out, but we're trying our best to help raise money for Maki. Yes, and we love you. We love you, Stan. We know you've walked that walk and you've been there. And we love you, Bosa, as you're currently walking that walk. We love you both. This reptile family, y'all mean the world to me. Y'all mean the world to me. It's okay, Smay. I understand. Look, I understand. We are in a recession. It's a real world. People got bills. I get it. But thank you. I appreciate you for sharing out. I appreciate you. That's all we can do is share out. Help any way we can. But anyways, I love y'all. I'm not going to take up y'all time. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful Saturday, blessed and wonderful weekend. Y'all have fun as y'all getting ready for Daytona. I'm jealous. Please post all on social media next weekend so I can watch y'all and watch y'all and be in with y'all in spirit. Safe travels to everybody who's traveling to Daytona next weekend. And y'all have a good weekend, good night, good week. Love y'all. And as Stan said, hope everybody has a blessed day. Yes, everybody. Let's cue the outro. Peace.
Cinema podcast stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around. Every episode, spitting truth. Old school jams and the latest youth. We keep it real, no sugarcoat. Pop culture on the mic we wrote. So tell your friends and hit subscribe. Snake Cinema here to vibe. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. We're the hottest review in your street. Snake Cinema podcast stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibe, we break it down. Laughs